Hey guys, Martin here bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we are going to talk about the Gohan and Piccolo banner that is going to be releasing tomorrow on the global version of the game. It's going to come out 8.5 hours after the release of this video. If you're watching it as soon as it goes up, it's going up at 10 PM UK time. Which is what, 2 PM PST. The banner comes out at the standard global time, so 6:30 AM on what is basically the 1st of March. If you're in PST, it's like 10:30 PM on the evening of the 29th of February. So this banner is coming out. This is the banner as we know it on JP. Of course, obviously there is the possibility that the banner could change for global. They haven't changed a lot of the banners recently for these like standalone banners. So I don't know if we would expect to see this change. The only thing I think that could be a potential wild card is JP will get a new Dokkan Fest in a couple of days' time. And we could see both versions of the game on their respective next Dokkan Fest banners, seeing the first return of the AGL Android 21, because she released it in December. But given the normal rate that these guys, these units usually come back, I wouldn't be super confident to say she would be put on the banner. Because the thing is, Global has the Golden Week celebration coming up, so does JP, of course, at the end of April. She could be on one of the banners for both versions for that, because it is the same time celebration. She's obviously not going to be on Global's banner for the New Year Dual Dokkan Fest, the Dragon Fist. Usually those banners don't change. And then, of course, the Saiyan Day banner is, the lineup is basically always pure Saiyan, so she's not going to be on that banner either. So I'm not sure when she would return. It'd be interesting to put her on this banner to give it a little bit more appeal to some people that didn't get her when she first came out, because I'm not sure how big of a draw the Gohan and Piccolo unit actually are. But as you can see, we have a typical for the new standard, right, 7 featured units. All of the SSRs are like recent in the last like year or so Dokkan Fest, the oldest one being like Ginyu and Raditz, of course. But yeah, Gohan and Piccolo, I did a showcase for them yesterday, Rainbow level 10 links. They're an interesting unit. Their team can be kind of cool. They can be good on a team like solo rather than just running their own lead. They provide off-rotation support for multiple turns, which is very interesting. Slot 1 or 2, they have damage reduction, which of course can be very good. Like in slot 2, post-supering, with that damage reduction, they definitely can look pretty nice. But I'm not sure, I wouldn't say they're like a crazy premium unit. The interesting thing, of course, is we do have other leads. So these are one of these units. They're not introducing a new category. So, for example, if you have the Int LR Kid Gohan, who leads 200% Bond of Master and Disciple, wants to be run with a Piccolo to get one of his unit super attacks, you can quite easily just go ahead and make a team with him as the leader, build a Bond of Master and Disciple team, use this guy as a friend. He'll work well on that team while obviously leading most of the units on that team. Depending on how you've built it, of course, you know, only the Earthbred fighters are going to get the 200% leader skill from the friend. But what I mean when I say that is essentially this is a banner that you don't necessarily have to super worry about like going crazy to pull the unit. Like honestly, even me as a content creator, like if I drop a couple of 100 stones on this banner and we don't pull the unit, I genuinely would consider just stopping, because Saiyan Day is going to be coming up very soon. And as we know, last year when Physical God Goku released as the Saiyan Day unit, he came out and on release was the best TUR in the game. So obviously we don't know if that kind of thing will happen again, but there is the possibility that if they want to follow suit, especially remember that for JP, the Saiyan Day unit is releasing after the anniversary. So we have to think about like anniversary power creep sort of level of difficulty for events and things like that. So hopefully the Saiyan Day unit is going to be very, very good and sort of aimed towards that level of power, which means for global, the unit will be very, very good. And if you pull them before the anniversary, it's going to make the content upcoming ideally a bit easier if that unit is very good. So, I mean, it's probably no secret. Like when I do these summon or skip videos, I always talk about this. This advice is more so for people who are free to play or who don't spend a lot of money on the game, and you want to try and maximize your stone usage, right? You want to be saving stones for the big value banners that have units that either come back very rarely or, you know, are the top tier units in the game. And when it comes to this Gohan and Piccolo, they can be a fun unit for sure. But I will say, like, going into the anniversary, considering all the units that are dropping in the anniversary and things like that, your box is not going to be much worse off, like, if you don't have these guys, basically. I mean, they do lead, Beast Gohan is, of course, on their team, and they provide a lot of support to him, which is nice, but he's so crazy, he doesn't even really need the support. So if you're weighing your options between now and the anniversary about which cards you want to potentially go for, you know, especially with the unknowns that is Saiyan Day and Golden Week, this is a card that you absolutely can get by without having in your account. They're definitely a fun to have, but not necessarily a need to have. And then their side banner unit is kind of good, but they're just a little bit homeless until Terrifying Conquerors gets a stronger team build, because these guys they get a decent amount of attack and defense. They get extra attack when performing a super from their passive. They do raise defense on their super attack effect though. They get additional attack and defense with each attack performed, so they can build up to a reasonable amount. They do launch an additional attack that has a great chance to become a super. Attacks are effective against all types when the enemy is in attack down or defense down. There are still some events where you can do that. And then, of course, they reduce damage received by 30% as the third attacker in the turn. They guard all attacks if there's another Pure Saiyan or Terrifying Conqueror ally in the same turn. So on the right team, like, you know, you put them in slot 3, they potentially get a double from their passive or even triple super with the hidden potential. They get relatively decent defense and have guard, as well as 30% damage reduction. So they can be kind of good. Annoyingly, they're not a support unit, though. So it seems a bit odd that their kit is designed for them to be in slot 3 on a Terrifying Conquerors team, but they're not providing any support to that team. And they're not like a crazy, crazy hard hitter. But, you know, they can do some okay damage. So this unit would be good. I mean, like, in an ideal world where that team was still, like, viable, they'd be really good for, like, a Turles team, for example. So, I mean, we'll definitely show them off if we do pull them on some of these other teams. But it's not a unit that you're going to want to summon on the banner specifically to get them. Like, especially even after knowing what we know what's coming in the anniversary, it's not like villain teams are in the top tier again, and getting this guy now means you're going to have a much stronger anniversary team if you pull the units or anything, right? Like, these guys don't work with Broly. I mean, he's a pure Saiyan, so they work on his team, but, like, they're not going to be super great on a Broly team. They're not going to be super great on a Rose team. When I say it doesn't work with them, I mean, they're not even on Broly's actual team, right? And they're not on Rose's team either. So even if you're putting some combination of extreme units together, it's units like Turles, Raditz, like that kind of thing, which are certainly not in the top tier of units. And then when we look at the rest of the banner, like, Turles is the newest unit. I think is it his first return on Global? I'm actually not sure. It might not be. But Turles is still, like, he's okay. He's a unit that I sort of really wanted to like when he came out. He has the potential, but unfortunately, with the state of Global, with so few Goku family enemy events, like, he doesn't ever get his full potential. And then with the anniversary content that comes out, like, he's okay against some of the stuff that comes out earlier on, but his defensive capability is largely just him getting additional supers to build up defense, and then his maximum, he has 20% damage reduction, which means, like, the hardest bosses, even some of the, like, Goku family, like, you know, Beast Gohan in the Blue Zone or the movie Memorial event, even ignoring the fact that one of those Beast Gohans is STR, so has type advantage, even with 20% damage reduction after getting a couple of supers, he's not going to be surviving a super from the toughest Goku family bosses that come out during the anniversary. So Turles, I mean, as always with these extreme units, they kind of did him dirty. He's not great in the current meta on Global, and he won't be great when the new, more difficult meta comes out on JP, which is, of course, a little bit unfortunate, but he's one of the newest units on the banner. Tech Bardock is a year old tomorrow when the banner releases on Global. So I do have a video dropping. He's going to be part of our series we've been doing on the channel of testing out units against Blue Zone Gogeta to see how they survived the anniversary power creep. I'm sure you can probably guess how that went. Shout out to anyone who was at the stream. I mean, he did okay early on, but obviously he has aged. Now with the anniversary content bringing harder and longer events, you're going to get to this, you know, the point where his scouter runs out before you get to the hardest part of the actual stage. So it's a little bit awkward. And of course, on the current meta on Global, with the worldwide celebration, Red Zone, and then Omega being like the hardest fights, this guy is Tech, which works really badly against him and isn't good against AoEs. So very unfortunate for our boy Tech Bardock. Then we have the Int Yamcha. He made it into the top 10 on my most recent tier list for Global for TURs. He can still be pretty decent because of his built-in dodge and the fact that his team is just really good. Like his leader skill is really good. He can get his active skill nice and early if you have all the Earth Red fighters, which you probably will for his team build. So he can still be pretty decent. So he's an alright unit on the banner. Probably not worth summoning on the banner specifically to get him. And then of course we have Captain Ginyu and we have Raditz. I mean, Raditz was never good. And then Captain Ginyu, sadly his time has passed. Funnily enough, he was in the Bardock slot a year before. Actually, no, sorry, that's for JP. He came out in May 2022. So he's almost 2 years old on Global. So yeah, he's neither of these guys. I mean, he has the potential, like with his passive and everything, that he could have potentially still been okay in terms of how well he was going to age. But the problem is he needs a Jace or like needs a Ginyu Force team like in his base, which of course all of those units have aged out. So Ginyu obviously not in a great spot, and then neither is Raditz because he never was. So if we take a look at the banner, there are going to be tickets. That was confirmed in the data download. There are tickets. So if you're someone who spends money on the game, obviously tickets are always better value than just buying stones. You get more summons in terms of the number of characters you get for the price that you paid for buying the resources. You get more value from tickets than you do from stones. So if you do want to summon on the banner and you're someone who spends, then the ticket packs are a good idea. I don't know, we never know with Global nowadays whether we're going to get discounted steps or anything, because some of the banners where you feel like they really should put discounts on to try and tempt people into summoning, like Tech Trunks, then don't get discounts. So it's almost like they don't really necessarily care. Like they know Saiyan Day is coming up, right? Saiyan Day comes out on the 18th of March. So essentially 18 full days from now, we'll be talking about the banner about to drop the next day. If they want to tempt people to spend any stones before that Saiyan Day banner comes out, then they should be doing stuff like discounted steps, put Android 21 on the banner, like maybe throw off Ginyu. I mean, to be fair, Raditz is worse, but Ginyu or Raditz, throw one of them off, put Android 21 on there, put like discounts for the first 3 steps or something. And then that would tempt people to summon. Even if there are discounts, though, I would say, as you can probably guess, is the current like thought process throughout this video. This banner should be an easy skip for basically everyone. Like I know there's people out there, they like the character. The one thing I will say, like the revival animation with the Piccolo sacrifice absolutely slaps. Like that's really great. Aesthetically, the unit is fine, of course, but yeah, not super great banner. Especially this close to Saiyan Day, not to mention everything else upcoming and the anniversary. So it shouldn't be much of a surprise to anyone that my recommendation is that everybody skip this banner. If you're someone who spends, you know, try your luck with the tickets. If there's discounts and you are a whale or you spend a little bit of money, maybe just pick up some of the sale packs. If there are discounts and you want to give them a try, then you always can give it a go. But I would recommend that for most people, you are just going to be skipping this banner. So I will be live streaming when the banner comes out, very much hoping that we get them either on the tickets or in a very small amount of stones after the tickets, because like I said, if I have to drop like a few hundred stones after the tickets and I still haven't pulled them, I just genuinely might not bother doing any more summons, and I will still do a 55% showcase, but I will literally use Int Gohan and then a 55% friend to showcase the 55% unit, because I genuinely think this unit is an easy skip, and part of it is that leader skill. Like if they were bringing in a new category that was really, really good and let's say had some of the anniversary units on it, then it would be tempting because you can't run that team without them. But they lead 2 categories that already have leads in the game. In fact, even where's Yamcha? Yeah, Yamcha leads Saiyan Saga with Earthlings or Turtle School, which is basically all Earthbred fighters except for like Piccolo or Goku. I guess it's all the humans and then Goku. So Piccolos and Gohans on Yamcha's team. But yeah, it's not going to be great for these guys. You definitely do not need them in your box. So let me know what you guys think down below. But I say this banner is an easy skip. Let me know your thoughts. Hopefully I'll see you guys at the summoning stream. But yeah, that is going to be it from the Mastingen. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video. Let me know all your thoughts down below. Like I say, some people always react to these kind of advice videos. Like there's not always a comment on every single one, but I see people all the time on Twitter. We've seen people mention it in like the trash take submissions before. Like I'm not trying to tell you how to spend your stones at the end of the day. It's just me giving you guys advice. If you really love this unit, even if you are free to play and you want to try and summon for them, at the end of the day, you should summon for the units that you want, because the whole point of Dokkan is a game, and the whole point of playing games is to have fun. The counterbalance and the reason why content creators and, you know, like me give this advice is because if you summon for every character that drops that you like, because you like the character or you like the animations, then the anniversary comes and you only have like 200 stones and you don't pull Broly, you don't pull Gogeta, you don't pull Beast Gohan, and then you're in the comments or on Twitter complaining because you can't beat any of the anniversary content because your teams aren't strong enough. That's the reason why we try and give people advice on what to summon on, right? Is you want to get the maximum value for your stones so that you can beat the more difficult content. If you're someone that doesn't care about beating the end game content and you just want to build funny teams with characters that you like, then that's all good. It's the people who turn around and complain later that are like, oh, I didn't pull Beast Gohan and now I can't beat all these events. And it's like, well, how many stones did you have for the anniversary? Well, barely any, because I summoned on, you know, Tech Trunks, the Tournament of Power androids, and Gohan, and LR Ribrienne. It's like, well, I mean, what do you expect? So let me know what you guys think down below. I think most people are going to be skipping, but if you are summoning, let us know down below in the comment section. I'll see you guys at the live stream. Hopefully we get him easily. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.